please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking area.
Hey guys, welcome to another video with The Boring Traveler. This time I'll be flying from Singapore, one of my favorite cities in the world, to San Francisco. One of the things I really love about these flight-aware animations is number one, how unconventional they are. The plane never flies in a straight line, which is obvious because it's a sphere, the globe, and obviously it makes more sense to fly up than go left to right because of the way geography works. But if you're flat earth, then of course this is a revelation to you. Anyway, let's get back to the review. So today we're flying on United Airlines. I actually got to the flight a little late because I overslept. So unfortunately, I didn't have any time to check out any lounges in Singapore Changi. It's also peculiar that they don't check your bags until you get to the gate, so you should be aware of that if you're flying out of Singapore Changi. I actually prefer it this way because I think I might have actually missed my flight if the security was in the front of the terminal. So as you can see, overall it does look a little compact, but the side console is very spacious. That is a nice touch. Airlines usually put a ton of bedding on the seats in business class, and I don't know about you guys, but it is always a hassle when I'm trying to figure out where to store everything. I wish there was a better solution for storing all the bedding stuff, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen any airlines that handle this in a more efficient manner. The seats are configured in a 1-2-1 formation, and I would recommend the seats closer to the window if you can snag them, since they will have direct aisle access and more privacy. There are 2 lavatories in the front and 1 at the back, which I think might be shared with economy, but I'm not entirely sure. Here is an overhead angle of the seat, and the footwell is right under here. Space is fine going forward, but I will say sitting on the aisle, you may still get brushed by people walking past. And once I extended to lie flat, it did get a little tighter. Now here is me struggling to bring out the table. We've got a decent sized screen, not as big as maybe JL for example, but can someone tell me why the screens on airplanes are always of such low resolution? I mean, I don't expect them to be 4K, but I think in 2024, we can have screens that are a bit better. American Airlines usually have the best selection of TV, and I don't mean American Airlines, the airline, but in general, North American Airlines usually have very good in-flight entertainment, and United was no different here. There's also this space right under the television. I guess it's useful for storing books or magazines. Right beside the TV, you also have a coat hanger, and here we see the seat controls. You have to use this knob to move the seat to and from lie flat, but to be honest, I prefer if it was just a button. Here's the TV remote, and though the TV was touchscreen, so I didn't really need to use this. There's a universal socket, some headphones, water, and the storage space right up here. Pretty neat. Time for the amenities. We got this huge pillow, a pretty blanket, and a mattress topper, and this amenity kit from Therabody was also very nice. It came with TheraFace, a pair of socks, tissues, a sleep mask, and a dental kit. And not in the amenity kits, but under the seats, they left me a pair of slippers too. A very nice touch, and I would say very solid amenities. So let's talk about the food service. So on United, the menu is really just a list of foods you could have had if you actually pre-ordered early, and it's not indicative of what you will actually get on your flight. So what happens is that they will ask you for your top 3 choices, and then they will bring you what they decide you might want. It might be your first, it might be your third. For me, it actually happened to be my first choice. But you should just know that pre-ordering is so important. And I actually noticed a bunch of people around me not actually get any food they wanted to eat because they did not pre-order. They started us off with some salad and bread. Really nothing to see here, very extremely simple. They came with my steak, potatoes, and asparagus next. Airplane steak is generally not the best, but this was okay for my expectations. The dessert was a little stale. Overall, my first meal I would say was below average. They also offer an express menu, and I got some Singaporean classics such as chicken over rice and Singaporean noodles. This was actually pretty good. Lastly, when we got close to San Francisco, we ended with some eggs, hash browns, and sausages, and croissant and a fruit bowl. As a whole, I will say I think United Airlines food is not going to be the best, but if you're flying out of a country known for their culinary skills, then don't hesitate to check if the suggestive menu has any of the meals local to that city. They will probably be much better than any of the Western options. Let's get to a quick bathroom review. The bathroom was a little surprising. There were no amenities except the hand cream and facial mist. It was not very clean and it was a little compact. A saving grace was that United gave us these Wrexham-inspired pajamas, and I've come to love them. They're actually my favorite pair of PJs. Welcome back to San Francisco International Airport. I've heard a lot of good things about the Polaris Lounge here, so I was quite excited to come see it. I will start off by saying it is quite large. I think it is actually a similar size to the Sakura Lounge in NRT that I reviewed in my JAL video. It has 2 floors, dining on the top floor and shower and quiet suites on the bottom floor. I stayed on the bottom floor to work and it was more than comfortable. As you see here, big suites. There's also orange juice and coffee here if you do not want to walk upstairs to get that. Now let's explore the top floor. On this left side of the top floor, at the very end, I saw somewhere like private. I don't know if it's for celebrities or something, but as you can see here, they have a ton of seating space. It really is quite expansive. And on this side, you guys can see here, there's now a lot more seating space. There's just seating space all over the place. There's also a fully stocked bar, as you can see on the left. I got in the morning, they had a fully standard breakfast buffet. Overall, I would say it's well worth the hype and a very pleasant experience if you find yourself in SFO. So in conclusion, I will say that I will probably fly United again. I actually already have a booked trip with them back to where I live in DC from Frankfurt next month. They just fly way too many places and it's quite hard to avoid flying United. The seats is solid for a business class. I would say about average on the spectrum. Not that I've flown every single one, but just from my experiences and what I see online. The food is average unless you're getting the departing country's cuisine, which might be better. So be on the lookout for that. And also remember, it is extremely important to pre-order your food. The crew is nice, but do not expect particularly dedicated service. The in-flight entertainment system is very good. The amenity kit is also very impressive and the lounge in SFO is quite nice. Lastly, I booked these using my Aeroplan Points since United is a partner of the Star Alliance and they regularly have good availability on award seats through Aeroplan. This will be my last video until December because I will be going on a trip to Europe. Obviously, I need to film more things, but I have very exciting plans on ways to level up this channel once I get back. I can't wait for you guys to see what I have in store. And I'll give you guys a hint on what my trip is going to be on. EKF. That's all I'll say. Until next time, it has been The Boring Traveler.